Hi, is this you?
Guys, this is so hard.
Don't worry, no more. I'm Edgar. Me and my group will help you solve addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of algebraic expressions. So let's get started!
Hi, I'm Felicity. Before we begin, let's ask what is an algebraic expression. So an example of an expression is 5x squared. This algebraic expression is made up of three parts: the coefficient, variable, and exponent. Altogether, they make a term. Now, addition in algebraic expression can just be like adding apples. Like apple plus apple equals 2 apples. Now, instead of using apples as our variables, we will use x. Example, x plus x is equal to 2x. Let's try a different example. 4x plus 8x is equal to 12x. When you look at the variable alone, there is a visible coefficient and exponent of 1, not 0. 0x is equal to 0, and x raised to 0 is equal to 1. Any number raised to 0 is always 1. Any number raised to 1 is always itself. Now that you have seen the most basic rules, let's try these examples. 2x cubed plus 6x cubed is equal to 8x cubed. If the terms have a similar exponent, just add the coefficient and copy the rest of the term. Let's try a few more examples. 3y plus 2y plus y is equal to 6y because 3 plus 2 plus 1 is equal to 6. Next, 7x cubed plus 8x raised to 4 is equal to itself. Another one, 4x plus 6y is equal to 4x plus 6y. If the terms have a different variable or exponent, you cannot add them. Instead, just copy the equation. Last example, 7xy plus 2yx is equal to 9xy. Even the variables are rearranged, you could still add them. Now, let's try adding like terms and unlike terms. 8x plus 2x squared plus 5x plus 10x squared. All you do is add the like terms. 8x plus 5x is equal to 13x. 2x squared plus 10x squared is equal to 12x squared. So the answer is 13x plus 12x squared. That's all you need to basically know about adding algebraic expressions.
Hi, I'm Ericka, and this is the part 2 of solving algebraic expression. I will be teaching you all about subtraction.
3, go.
Now, subtraction is very similar to addition. Last time it was x plus x is equal to 2x. Now it is 2x minus x is equal to x. Another example is 7x minus 2x is equal to 5x. Another example is 5x minus 8x is not equal to 3x. The actual answer is negative 3x because negative 8x is higher than positive 5x. If they switch places, it would be more understandable. Now, just like addition, you cannot subtract variables and exponent if they're different. For example, 3x minus 4y is equal to itself. And 8x squared minus 4x raised to the 4th power is equal to itself. Now, let's try subtracting like terms and unlike terms. First example is 14x minus 10y plus 5x plus 4y. So first thing to do is find the like terms. 14x plus 5x. So the answer will be 19x. Negative 10y plus 4y. The answer is negative 6y. So this will be the answer.
Go, second.
So the second example is negative 10x cubed minus 12x plus 3x minus 3x cubed. So first thing to do is find the like terms. So 10x cubed and 3x cubed. So 10x cubed minus 3x cubed is equal to negative 13x cubed. Negative 12x plus 3x, the answer will be negative 9x. So the answer is negative 13x cubed minus 9x done. Lastly, let's try subtracting with parentheses. 3x squared plus 2x minus 5x minus 7x squared minus 4x plus 3. Now, if you see an equation like this, you need to focus on the sign. In this example, there is an invisible one on it, not just the sign. So next, we have to distribute the sign on this, in these terms. So, the positive 7x squared will be negative 7x squared. And the negative 4x will be a positive 4x. And then positive 3 will be a negative 3, so on and so forth. So, 3x squared plus negative 7x squared is equal to negative 4x squared. Positive 2x to positive 4x is equal to positive 6x. Negative 5 to negative 3 is equal to negative 8. So all in all, the answer is negative 4x squared plus 6x minus 8. So that's all you need to know in subtraction of algebraic expression.
Hello, I'm RJ and welcome to the part 3 of solving algebraic expressions. Today I will discuss to you about multiplication. If you're going to multiply algebraic expressions, you first need to know the laws of exponents. The first few were already dictated by Felicity in part 1. She mentioned that you cannot add or subtract exponents. It's also the same for variables. For example, x times y equals xy. yz times xy equals xyz. Now that you know the basic rules, let's get solving. So 5x times 3x squared equals 15x cubed. And another one, 12x times 2y equals 24xy. Now let's start solving with parentheses. So 2x, quantity 4x equals 2x. Now let's try a harder one. So the first thing you need to do is to distribute. Then the answers here is 20x squared plus 8x cubed. When you see an equation like this, you will going to use the FOIL method, which is the first, outer, inner, and last. And if you compute this, and this will be the answer, then you will find the like terms, then this will be the answer. So, reminder, any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. 5 plus 6x plus 7y plus 8 raised to 5 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And 255 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And 6 raised to 5 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And x squared times x cubed raised to 0 is equal to 1. Then next example, 7x squared and x squared is of course equal to 49x squared. Now, if you see this example, most of the people mistake the answer by distributing the exponents. What you really do is square it. This, and the answer is 25x squared plus 40x squared plus 40x squared plus 64x squared is equal to 169x squared. And if it's raised to 3, this, you cube it like this. Same goes for 4, 5, and 6, etc. Another example, 3x plus 4y and 3x minus 4y equals 9x squared minus 12xy plus 12xy plus 16y squared. Then we'll cross this out. And the answer will be 9x squared plus 16y squared. Let's have this last example before we end this episode. 2x squared squared, quantity 4x squared minus 5y equals, we square this, then another 2x squared, then another 2x squared, quantity 4x squared minus 5y, and the answer will be 4x raised to 4, quantity 4x squared minus 5y equals 16x raised to 6 minus 2x raised to 4y. And that's all you need to know about multiplying algebraic expressions.
Hi, I'm Edgar. Welcome to part 4 of solving algebraic expressions. Today's episode is dividing algebraic expressions. But in order for you to divide expressions, you first need to know addition, subtraction, and multiplication of solving algebraic expressions. So let's stop and get started. So division is just a little bit more complicated when it comes to algebraic expressions. Let's use this first term as our example. So x divided by 3x plus x raised to 4. So x divided by 3x is equal to 3. 3 times x is equal to 3x. 3x minus 3x is equal to 0. So you bring down x raised to 4. So x divided by x raised to 4 is equal to 3x because you minus the exponents, which is 4 minus 3 equals to 3. So x raised to 3 times x is equal to x raised to 4, since 3 plus 1 in rows of exponents is equal to 4. And x raised to 4 minus x raised to 4 is equal to 0. So that's why the answer is 3 plus x raised to 3. Let's try another example. X plus 1 divided by x squared plus 2x plus 1. So in this example, we have to only divide the variable to the dividend first before we multiply it to 1. So x divided by x squared would be x. So x times x is equal to x squared. X times 1 would be x. So the answer would be x. X divided by x would be 1. So mentally, if you divide x plus 1 to x plus 1, it would of course be 1. So just to be clear, 1 plus x plus 1 would be x plus 1. So minus x plus 1 would be 0. Now let's try this last example before we move on. So you may notice that there's an empty space between the equations. That's because there should be an invisible 0x squared in the middle. You'll see why in a moment. So how you would really read this question would be x cubed plus 3x plus 5 divided by x minus 2. So if you move over here, so let's try and solve this equation. So x divided by x cubed would be x squared, since 3 minus 1 would be 2. So then if you distribute it to both numbers, it would be x cubed plus 2x squared. So since you now that you minus it, this will become negative, and also this will become negative, which would mean x cubed plus 0x squared minus x cubed minus 2x squared, which would only leave 2x squared. Then you just bring down 3x and then divide. So x divided by 2x squared would be x squared. 2x times x would be 2x squared. And 2x times 2 would be 4x. Then you just minus it, which would be negative x plus 5. So the answer for this question would be x squared plus 2x plus, since it's not dividable anymore, then it would be negative x plus 5 over x plus 2. Now let's have this last example before we end. So as you can see, x raised to negative 3 plus 2x divided by 4y plus y raised to negative 2. So now that it has a negative exponent, what you need to do is you need to switch the numerator to the denominator if it has a negative exponent, and vice versa with the denominator if it has a negative exponent. So what you should do here is switch these two, which would mean this would be y raised to positive 2, or just raised to 2 squared, and this would be x cubed. The reason for this is because we cannot have a negative denominator or numerator. And that's all you need to know in dividing algebraic expressions.